this over here. There we go. What's going on, everybody? I'm just trying to find here this video really quick. There we are. So we are live and we are ready to pretty much show you what's going on. So on today, you guys can see we have a VR6 back there, and we got a super clean engine bay, and we got to put them together. Now the goal here is to put them in and just put the engine in here very, how can I say, simple. Like, we're actually not installing the engine 100%. We're going to be installing it for a mock-up purpose. We're not installing it for to get it ready to fire up. We have to mock up all the important stuff, like the wire harness, the cooling system, because since we are doing a delete, cooling ball delete and all that, we have to figure out where all the new parts are going to be going. So again, the engine's going to be coming back out, but we want to show you guys pretty much the process on actually installing the actual engine in this car. So there's two brackets that you need for installing them. You have the one on the rear, which is for the exhaust manifold, this guy, and then there's one on the front that goes on top of the intake manifold, so you can actually lift the engine properly so you don't damage anything. And my fault, I actually bolted everything back on without doing this. Hey, what's going on? So we gotta unbolt the cover and then unbolt the intake manifold, the exhaust manifold, to get this going. Right there. So right now I'm taking the heat shield off. Now the intake manifold on this is removed, and the reason why I removed it, it's so I don't damage it. So I don't want the paint to get damaged or nicked. So the valve cover I can care less for, but the intake manifold, I got to be more cautious about that. So right here is where this bracket goes. Forgot to put it on here, so it's kind of my fault. I think it's supposed to go here. Yeah, there it is. Now I only have one bolt. I'm missing the other bolt that goes over there, so I should be okay. We'll see. So I'm going to leave the heat shield off just for this reason. Hey, what's going on, guys? So we got this bracket installed, and then the one that goes on the front as well. The one on the front is part of the how can we say, the intake manifold, but I only use the two bolts to hold it in place. We're leaving the other ones alone. We're gonna grab our chain. which I don't remember where it's at. It's right here. There it is. Got my chain. Alright, so now from here, we're going to lift it up because it's still on the engine stand, and I have to remove everything else that goes on a part of the engine stand before I slide the engine in. What's going on, guys? What's going on? I'm dropping stuff. Alright. So, just focus on what I'm doing, and then we'll go from there. I don't even have room for an engine hoist. My engine hoist sits outside somewhere. I just cover it with a tarp when I'm not using it. No. Come on. There we go. I almost did not get out. Go up a little bit more. It's stuck on the ground. Scheißenwuffens. Stuck over here. There we go. Come on. We need to go higher. It's off the engine stand. It's off the engine stand now. Whew. There we go. Oh man, this thing of beauty is almost in. Let's see here. Now we've got to take off the actual engine stand mount here. Now, if you guys have VR6s and you're trying to build a block, this bracket is what you need. And I'm going to be making these soon. Because a lot of people make these and they charge a lot. They charge 100 to 150 bucks for one of these brackets. I'm going to be making these for like 50, 60 bucks. All right. Now we're ready for install. Whew, let me read some comments here. Hoist is dropping. No, it's not dropping. Oh, it is dropping. Ha! Let me take care of that. Actually, that's actually good. I actually need it lowered anyways. Good eye, guys. Yeah, I got it. All right, so the funny thing is actually I need it lowered anyways, so kind of worked out for us all together. So what we do is when we put an engine in, I always go in kind of like this. So straightforward, longitudinal. So we're going to go straight in, and then we're going to go from there. That was important. Hopefully it didn't damage anything. No, I'm good. Oh, whoa, whoa. Don't want to scratch the paint. Let's see here. Go down now. Too fast, too fast. Oh, it's going bad. That sucks. Not much. Right there. My cherry picker is actually going bad. I can hear it leaking. Oh, okay. It stopped leaking right now.
Yeah, it's just at that point.
Yeah. So once you have it in, you turn it. So
Can I read it?
if you want to. So we're gonna go up now. So you guys can see this. Whew, we got it in. Didn't touch anything yet. So hopefully I got a good perspective for you guys. Do we just lose connection? Oh, no, it's working still. Okay. Okay, so we have to shimmy it a little bit over to the left, but again, we have to factor in that the motor mount back here, we have to factor in the exhaust, and we have to factor in this motor mount as well. And every time we go up, the engine's gonna kind of teeter to the right, and we gotta focus on that and make sure that we don't damage anything as we go up and as we go back down to get everything adjusted. So it is kind of like a song and dance while you're moving back and forth. Oh, and there we go. We just hit the engine bay for the first time, and this is where things start getting, tense. Because again, you're trying to maneuver freaking 400, 500 pound engine, and it's not going to be the easiest thing to do. So first things first is trying to get the exhaust. Oh, and then we just there's more scratches. Yay. We need to move forward.
Ready?
Yep, go. Right, okay, a little bit more. Right there, stop. Okay, go back. Go back about
There.
a little bit more. Right there, right? Whoa, man, we are on point. Exhaust is like right on it. Whew, good job, babe. All right, so now we're lined up where we need to be. Oh, man. Talk about having a panic attack. Let's see what the people are saying. Yeah, you're saying it right, Pasky. Pasky says, hey, Carlene. So, immediately, just so you guys know, on this side, we're like 10 inches too high. And then on that side, the driver's side, we're actually right. So, right now at the moment, it'd probably be the smart thing to do is to get a jack underneath the car, underneath the engine, and put a piece of wood. That way we can level everything correctly while we're doing the install.
While it's attached. Yeah.
While it's still attached to the cherry picker, yep. This thing has to come out. There you go. Ugh. Spewing power steering fluid. Can you get a rag? I just put power steering all over the freaking frame. Ay, ay, ay. Why is there still fluid in this thing? I thought I drained this.
They lock it up into there.
Can you get me that little black plastic drain right over there? Right there on the ground.
Okay.
No, down there.
Okay.
Yes. Watch, nothing's gonna come out of it now.
Because you move it over there.
Just my luck. All that came out is what I spilled all over the car. All right, so right now we're gonna grab a jack. Well, we're gonna grab the jack, and we're gonna, yeah, a 2x4. You might not. Move this down.
Okay.
Oh, I hate wanting to keep draining when I'm working.
Can you just lift it up higher?
I have to get it out of the way though. When's VTech gonna kick in? Never. Don't need VTech when you got a VR6, bruh. My issue is now is trying to get this power steering line not to guzzle freaking fluid onto the car more than it has already done. Maybe I'll stay there. And no.
Hold it.
No, baby. Should work now. All right, so we have a jack holding the transmission side up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to let the engine settle down on this side, so we can get it to line up to the motor mount on this side. Now see, now it went closer this way, so we have to.
Move the cherry picker.
Not yet, because we have to make sure the exhaust bolts on. Go, exhaust bolted on. Well, not bolted on, but lined up. Okay. And then we gotta go down just like an inch more, and then we're ready for install.
Barely.
So close. Okay. Just a little bit more down. Come on, buddy. Come on. There we go. There we go. And what we gotta do now is lower this side. That should be it. So we gotta go a little bit more lower on this side, and then not by much though, yeah. And then we should be able to get it going. You guys can see that. Here's a good view of that. You guys can see. We're just about maybe a half an inch to an inch down right here. And then we're pretty much on point on the other side. So that gives me the ability right now to get the motor mount installed on the passenger side first, and then the motor mount on the driver's side. I mean, passenger side motor mount first, and then, sorry. Driver's side motor mount first, then the passenger. How you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Super hard to find gasket. That's for the TDI. Okay.
Here, pull it.
I knew down there. So we are currently going to be reusing factory mounts, which really sucks, honestly, because I don't want to use them, but they're for a temporary, because again, we're mocking up, so it sucks, but we have to reuse the factory motor mounts, again, just for mock-up purposes, not for final install. There we go. Now, all the hardware for this stuff is going to be reused, but I'm not going to be driving the car with it. So for a lot of you guys who are super critical about not reusing hardware, correct. Do not reuse hardware. How many cars I'm working on? All of them, Pasky. You know we never stop working on stuff here. So because these motor mounts are all jacked. The good news is that everything lined up correctly, so I'm pretty stoked with that. So you guys can see motor mounts are already started. So now we're gonna tighten the bolts slightly so it raises the engine up a little bit on both sides, and then we're gonna torque them down. Obviously not the torque spec, just good and tight. We ordered new motor mounts, but they didn't get here in time, so we're using this for a temporary fix right now. I'm missing, I think, 2 bolts, and then I think we're good. Let's see here. All right. Again, these aren't going to be lined up perfectly. I'm not going to deal with that today. I just want them in. I'm missing 2 bolts. One 16 that goes here on this side, and then the one of the 18s on the other side. So give me a minute. I got to go find that really quick. And then we'll be able to actually unmount the motor. Good thing I keep spares of everything in my jar of bolts here. One thing I always do is keep spares of all my hardware, because you never know when you're gonna need something just for a temp fix to get your car back up and going. All right, so currently driver's side is done. I just need one bolt for the passenger side and we're good to go. And I found it. Already. Look at that. Super quick. I'm not going to start it today. All I'm doing here is just to get it all mocked up. I'm not turning any engine on today. I am missing a lot of stuff. But today is a moment of truth. Luke, I get all my hardware from either FCP Euro, ECS Tuning, Euro Tuning, or actually AutoZone. AutoZone carries a lot of the hardware as well now. So definitely recommend all those places, depending how soon or how patient you are in getting your hardware. So moment of truth, everybody. Everything's bolted down. Only good and tight. Nothing is torque spec. So do not assume that it's torque to spec, because it is not. It's just tight. That's it. So first is taking the jack off. The jack has been removed. And now the chain. Oh man, look at that. It is on its own officially. Woo-wee. That is such a good feeling right there. Oh man. It is on its own, 100%. Here you guys go, so you guys can see it. Hi, baby. So there's the motor in the bay, guys. What do you guys think? I think it's pretty. I think it looks pretty good. Thank you, Rob. Thank you. We still got a lot of other components that need to go in here for finishing it up. But again, currently I wanted the engine in the bay. I wanted to show you guys how easy it is to actually do it on your own. It's just one of those things. You got to have a jack with you. You got to have a nice up and down height. You have to have a really decent jack that has a good height and a piece of wood to help you level it out and get it going. So the engine sits a little bit more forward like this. Right now this motor mount, it doesn't have the dog bone, so the engine's like kind of off. But I think it looks good. I know, Luke. These motor mounts are driving me nuts. Believe me, it is. I feel it as well. Don't worry. These motor mounts are changing once I get the new ones in. These are hideous, but we have to use them. We need them for just mock-up purposes. There's no other purpose for them. They're gonna disappear. Really, I promise you. I know, right? Luis definitely needs a minute to himself because this is his motor. This is not my motor, for sure. That will be after this motor leaves my house. So, if you guys enjoyed this live stream and you want more, the only reason why you guys were able to see this live stream is because of all our Patreon members voted for us to go live. And that means for you guys, you guys got to understand that when Patreon allows something, I do it. When Patreon votes on something, I do it. And that's what's super cool about this. Because of Patreon, we're able to build something this beautiful for all you guys to see on YouTube. And so if you guys want to see more of this content, especially exclusive, and you guys get the ability to win this car when it's done, go to patreon.com, look up Pinchao's Garage, and pick a tier. Every dollar that you guys put in monthly goes towards the car. Does not go to me. It goes towards the car for us to build this car. Once this car is given away to one lucky Patreon member, we immediately go buy another car and build it for another Patreon member. Pretty much straightforward, to the point. And the more Patreon members we get, the more money we receive, so we can do this even faster. And keep in mind, you guys get to choose what car, what engine, and what we do exactly to the car. Just so you guys know, the weather's finally been nice, so I'm going to get ready to start wrapping this car later this week, because this car is going to be actually bright glossy orange.
Oh, don't do that.
It's all on camera, bud. No, Tier 4 does not allow waxing of owl. That is not an option. Sorry, Rob.
It's not tier 4.
There's no such thing as Tier 4, and that's not going to happen.
Part of the fundraising campaign.
Yeah, you're going to be a part of the waxing campaign, Rob, so haha. No, Shane, this is Luis's motor, not his car. What I did for Luis is that he wanted me to build him a motor, so we did that. And he's going to allow me to break in the engine, so when I finish building the motor and I break it in, all he's going to do is drive all the way down all the way up down to me from San Francisco, pick up his motor and put it in his car and get back up and running. So that's pretty much what we do here at Pinchao's Garage, is help out the community and, have fun doing it. So the last bit that I want to show you guys before we call it a day is the intake manifold on this car, because the intake manifold came out really nice. So I'm just doing a couple bolts, not bolting it completely in place, but you need a couple bolts so this thing fits in place nicely. I still need to put the fuel injectors in the fuel rail as well. So there's that. And then we spent some time painting and mocking up this manifold to give you that look right there. That looks really good. So there we go. Let's get this guy. Gotta line it up. Come on. There we go. I love how you like the black. All right, well, I won't bolt it all up. But that's kind of the idea right there. Now, keep in mind, for Luis, I'm actually going to do him another solid. And I'm going to actually design a full-on custom engine cover that sits right below the filler neck right here of the oil cap. I'm going to make it out of steel. So it complements, number one, the lines inside of here, but it's going to cover them. And then, since we're doing an MSD ignition system, we're not using the old school coil pack, we're going to run brackets underneath it, so all the wiring sits underneath the shield, hidden, as you see all this beautiful black. When we're going to have a custom logo, I'm probably going to do the VR6 logo right here or right above, or maybe the Pinchale's Garage skull as part of the decorative piece. Yep, that's why I stuck with a satin for the engine and gloss all around, because it just gives it that extra little you know, just like, it just looks good. We're going to tuck the harness on the left. We're also going to tuck the harness on the right. I'm trying to figure out where I can tuck it without doing the most amount of body work to the car without damaging it. Nice. Yeah, no, we're doing the MSD ignition, which is going to be bolted right here. You're going to see all three coil packs, and then we're going to run the wiring either under this way or on top. I haven't figured it out yet, and we're going to make a custom steel bracket on top. And then the bracket that goes right here for the MSD is actually going to be full-on custom with a design on it as well. Because these cars, no one makes any really cool stuff anymore for them. A lot of the market has disappeared and just stopped caring about these engines. So, about these cars in general. So I'm gonna be that one guy who's gonna make a lot of neat stuff and fun stuff for our Mark IVs, because we still love these cars with a passion, and these cars are beautiful when done right. You know, when a little bit of you know, love goes into them, they look great. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this live stream with me. I'm going to call it a day. I'm done. I'm going to go take the kids out and have some fun today. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Again, go to patreon.com, look up Pinchale's Garage, and become a member, because you're going to have a chance to win this entire car once it's done. We are going to be doing a Bora front end, GLI skirts, and a Votex rear end as well. We just got 1552 wheels. It's got ABD front suspension, polyurethane, Coney coilovers, H&R rear sway, rear beam solid bushings. So this thing is ridiculously stiff. We just got GLI Recaros. We're going to put a half cage in it, 3-point harness, custom 3-point harness. We're going to build a full-on shifter system for it that's going to be shift like butter. We got a lot of new stuff coming in for it. I just wanted to show you guys the engine in the bay, because oh my gosh, this looks gorgeous. It just looks so good. So that's it today, guys. All right, You guys have a wonderful day, and thanks for tuning in for this live session, Pinche Al's Garage. And again, thanks to everybody on Patreon. Thank you guys for letting me stream this live for everybody. Peace out, and have a wonderful day, everyone.